Our planet is a closed environment. Its evolution is dictated by a system we call nature. If we make changes to that system, it strives to regain a balance. Human activity has such an impact at times, however, that we enter an irreversible dynamic. We should intervene, therefore, with the same level of reaction. An example of misguided action against the environmental balance is the dumping of chemical waste for over a century in the channel of the river Ebro at Flix in Spain. Almost 1 million tons of polluted sludge put the river channel at risk all the way down to the estuary. This has the potential to affect a large population over several regions: the urban water supply, agriculture, and the extensive natural area of the Delta del Ebro. After an exhaustive study on this issue, an ex situ decontamination solution was developed, and work started on the project in May 2010. It is a unique project, not only for the number of tons of waste, but also because of the complicated mix of polluting agents it contains. Mercury, solvents, insecticides such as DDT and PCB, and radionuclides comprise an array with high environmental impact. The chosen method involves the complete extraction of the sludge from the river's channel, which is then processed and stored in a controlled deposit. Extraordinary safety measures are in place for all the processes to prevent any discharge into the river or any other effect on the environment and persons in the surrounding area. The preparation work began with the construction of an enclosed harbour with an over 3 kilometre long outer perimeter to prevent polluting elements passing into the channel of Ebro. Within the channel, a double barrier of steel sheet piles driven down into the bedrock forms the enclosure. Out of the water, a slurry wall with second piles down to a depth of 18 meters was constructed. As well as these works, the sludge and water processing plants, the laboratory and the controlled deposit were built on lots within the chemical plant. As a preventive measure against the potential risk of pollution leading to the water supply being cut off for the towns supplied by the Ebro, 7 wells were also built 75 kilometers downstream in the municipality of Vinalop. The environmental vectors are controlled exhaustively and continuously through measurements taken of the pollution levels in the river water within and outside the working enclosure, as well as in sludge that has already been processed, the water being returned to the river, and atmospheric emissions. The decontamination process starts with the extraction of sludge using specialist environmental dredging equipment, which minimizes turbidity in the reservoir. Prior studies, field surveys and laboratory analysis confirmed that the pollution is found in particles under 0.08 millimeters in size. For that reason, the sludge is sent to the screening and dehydration plant after being dredged, where these fine particles are screened out and dried. This material is then analyzed and sent to the treatment plants. Desorption, if there is contamination by semi-volatile organic compounds. Oxidation, if these compounds are volatile, or stabilization, if heavy metals are prevalent, essentially mercury in this case. All the water involved in the process is transported to the purification plant to be treated prior to discharge in the dredging area. All these processes produce purified water, controlled gas emissions, and solid waste, which is transported by lorry for storage in a Class 2 controlled deposit. Once the extraction, decontamination and storage process is completed, the controlled deposit is closed, sealed up and maintained over time. The last step will be to dismantle the installations. This project is an international benchmark, not only for its magnitude and the array of pollutants, but also for how fast and safe the decontamination processes are. Through the experience gained with the application of these procedures and technologies at Flix, the technical team has become one of the most qualified internationally to tackle the countless cases of polluted areas that currently exist around the world. A real challenge to restore the natural balance.